Hi there, welcome to Uncle Riley's Cartoon Summary. Today's episode is about this guy, Philip, and his fishing crew. This episode hopes to teach us lessons majorly on leadership and betrayal. Kindly sit back and enjoy. Long ago in distant and dangerous waters, these sailors are on a quest for the great shark. The tides are high and there is a storm on this particular night, so the sailor and his crew are attempting to stabilize the boat when they notice what appears to be a large alien crab climbing up the boat from the water. They try to protect themselves, but the crab is so enormous and powerful that it actually tears apart anyone it grabs, killing more than half of the men on the boat before accidentally falling into the bottom bunkers. The remaining passengers on the ship are terrified. Philip, one of them, comes up with an idea. He advises that they all pick a stick from a raffle to determine what occurs next. The idea behind this game is that whoever picks the shortest stick is the loser, and in this situation, even though no one explicitly says it, it is widely assumed that the individual should be the one to sacrifice and go investigate what is going on down in the bunkers. Philip gathers some little sticks and the unfortunate dip begins. Approximately 3 people pick before it gets to Gunther's turn. You can tell Gunther is the biggest of them all. Reaching almost 7 feet in height and weighing around 150 kilograms, he comes to make his pick, and just as fate would have it, Gunther picks the shortest stick, and almost immediately, he switches the rules and acts as if he assumed the pick was to decide who becomes their leader. He declares himself leader and the winner of the draw, and adds that it is now up to him to decide what happens next. So he chooses Philip to go check what is going on with the monster in the bunkers. The rest of the passengers aboard the boat agree with Gunther's decision rather than dispute it. His strength is a factor, and they are afraid of getting in his way, so they'd rather cooperate than go against him. Philip agrees to go willingly and promises to report back on whatever he sees down there, regardless of how scared he is. He goes down the boat with a machete in hand, and as he approaches, the giant crab charges towards him and he immediately runs back trying to escape, but it turns out the crab can talk. It drives its tongue into the body of one of his half-eaten victims and uses his vocal cords to communicate with Philip. The crab informs Philip that it needs to feed, and that the boat must transport it to Faden Island, a nearby island populated with enough people to feed the giant crab for a while. Philip agrees to transport the crab to the island, but only if it promises not to murder him no matter what. He also requires that the crab vomit a specific key that it must have ingested while chewing on the rest of the ship. This key unlocks a box containing the only gun on the boat. Philip takes the key and heads up the boat to meet the rest of the crew. He dashes to the box and retrieves the rifle before informing everyone that the crab can talk. He appears foolish to them, but since he has the pistol, everyone must now listen to whatever he says. At this point, he informs them of the alien crab's need to be taken to Faden Island so it can feed. But there is an issue that must be solved. The travel to Faden Island would take a couple of days, and they must feed the monster within that time frame. Gunther then advises that they begin by feeding Surt to the crab. Surt was hurt when the crab assaulted the boat earlier, and Gunther regards him as a burden at the time. Philip quickly disagrees with Gunther, insisting that they must all stand together in difficult times, and just then he suggests that they feed Gunther to the crab instead, as his size will be sufficient to satisfy the crab's appetite until they arrive at the island. And just like that, Gunther is thrown down into the bunkers, where the monstrous crab tears him apart. With Gunther gone, Philip appears to be the new leader, and he proposes that they transport the monster crab to some other nameless island in order to save the lives of the people on Faden Island. Some of them disagree because they are afraid the crab would eat them if they do not do exactly as it had commanded. Philip then proposes that they vote again, this time handing them each a blank piece of paper on which to write either X or O, explaining that a X would mean obeying the crab and taking it to Faden Island to feast on the people, and a O would mean dropping the crab off at a greater distance on an uninhabited island. They all vote, and when Philip arrives to announce the results, he admits that he folded the paper edges differently to know which paper he was giving to whom. And in doing so he has identified the cowards who will choose to kill innocent strangers to save their skin. In that instance, he aims his gun to the left and instantly kills Surt and his brother. Everyone is stunned, and Philip thanks them all for finally coming together, stating that they would change course for the uninhabited island. They then throw the 2 dead men down to the alien crab, hoping that a double meal will keep the crab satisfied until they arrive at the uninhabited island. Not long afterward, they all plan to murder Philip, but the task is assigned to a very cowardly Morgan to execute. He messes it up, and just as Philip is about to shoot him, the alien crab shouts out Philip's name. When Philip goes to inquire, he discovers that the alien crab has given birth to a large number of baby crabs. This means they will need to get to the island sooner and find a way to feed the creatures while still on the journey. As the night goes, Philip addresses the murder attempt, saying that he recognizes that general team morale may be down, but he promises that they will arrive the abandoned island, drop the crab off, and everything will be great. He goes to sleep and requests to be woken at 12 a.m. A short time after he has gone inside, they all come for him with various weapons and instruments, hitting him hard with the aim to kill him while he is sleeping. They hit for a while before realizing it's not him on the bed, but a bunch of sacks and pillows. Philip arrives from the back shooting and killing every one of them. He senses some movement in a nearby box and goes to check. He discovers Morgan, who, being the typical coward, had opted out of the assassination and decided to fold up and hide in a box instead. Philip thanks him for his loyalty, and together they give the crab and its children the remainder of the dead crew. Philip tells Morgan that he didn't particularly mark any paper during the voting since he didn't have to, because everyone decided to drop the crab off to Faden Island where it would have feasted on innocent people. He then pushes Morgan down into the bunkers and the alien crab feasts on him. Philip is now alone on the ship, and he steers it until he sees an uninhabited island ahead, at which point he goes down to deliver the message to the alien crab. Philip goes ahead and tells the crab that they have arrived at Faden Island, but he appears to have other ideas. He pulls out his machete and begins to crack open the oil barrels in the bunker. The crab has no idea what is going on until Philip pulls out a gun and shoots at the already bursted barrel, triggering an instant fire breakout. The alien crab pursues and attempts to capture Philip, but he is too fast and jumps into the ocean before the ship explodes. The end. Thank you for watching. Kindly like this video and subscribe to our channel for more.